Hello and welcome everybody, it's Karen. I'm so glad you're here. I've got 3 cards for you today. I'm using this Old Fart Grandpa's card front set. Now these are made for A2 sized cards. These are the sentiments that are inside. They're really quite funny, snarky comments that go with all these images. So here's a quick look. These are all the grandpas. There is a grandma set, but today I'm just using the grandpas. And so you can see they're all put on that sort of newspaper print background, different guys, different expressions, different clothing, just really quite fun. So you can see that these, there's some of them are on a more brown toned background and some are on more gray, and the sentiments will match. So you have 2 of each of those sentiments there. So I'm using the mix and match marquee die set. I wanted to cut this little guy out and sort of make him stand out a little bit. So I've cut a frame from some grayish cardstock and I've cut him out of that. Now on the back of the card front, I've added some scraps of white cardstock just to raise it up. You could do foam tape. I just have so much white scraps that I'm trying to get through them. And then I just inset him back into that, that card front there. Now there is more dimension than it shows in the video. You can see it a little bit there, but in real life you can feel it. It's quite fun. And so then I just added the frame back onto this guy. And now to make the sentiment, I've got the Cutie ABC die set. And I'm using that one as well as this Fun with Words 1 set. There are just quite a few of the letters in here that were going to be perfect for what I wanted. So you can see I've die cut a few of the words out, and I've made the word feeling old there. The old is from the Cutie ABCs and the feeling is from the Fun with Words set. Now I've cut apart this one sentiment and I wanted a bit more color on the front, so I'm matting these sentiments onto some scrap blue cardstock, and then I will cut these apart. Now if you want more inspiration, the design team made some absolutely hilarious cards using these, and so I would say go check those out because they're fantastic. So there's the finished card, and here's my second one. Now with this guy, I decided to cut him out, and so I started off with my craft knife, going down along his leg. It was a bit of a straighter line, and then I was able to get my scissors in and cut him out. I didn't want to cut apart the background because I'm actually going to use it. But you can see I've popped him up on 3 layers, I think, of scrap cardstock, or you could do foam tape again. But now I'm going to just glue that card front down onto my card base. And then I can inset that man into that opening again, but he stands up now. So whereas the first card, it was recessed, now he's popped out. So hopefully you can see that there. Okay, so I am using this BAM You're Old dice or stamp sets, and I've just taken the BAM and well, there it is, and just like that, You're Old. So I've stamped and clear heat embossed those, and then I colored in the BAM with a Copic marker. Now I wanted to use this sentiment to make it look like that was his speech. So I'm sort of cutting a speech bubble out of this, but if you notice I'm keeping a bit of that gray on the right hand side because I wanted to cut the, I don't know what you call it, but the comma-like piece that goes to make it a speech bubble. So there it is. So I just cut that out of the end piece, and I'm going to glue that onto the back once I can figure out how to put it together. So there it is. Now it's glued in place. And so then I could glue that whole sentiment down onto the top. I just think that's quite funny. And then the BAM I cut around, I just fussy cut around that, and I'm going to put that sort of more up near the top, I thought. And then to make, again, I have a little bit more color, I'm on a scrap piece of white card. I'm using my Copic marker. I think that was the blue-green 9-3, I think. I can't really read that from where I'm sitting. And then I just glued my sentiment onto that, trimmed it out, and I looked at it now and I thought that that one speech bubble doesn't really stand out. So I'm taking my white gel marker. It wasn't behaving terribly well for this, And I'm just going around that to give it a bit of a highlight around it. Now you can see I've added some foam tape to the sides of that because he's popped up. So I had to add a little bit of height to the left and right edge of that sentiment, and then I could glue everything down in place. So that's my second card. These are kind of fun for people you know won't mind the teasing. Okay, so here's the third one. Now this little guy I have again cut out, and instead of that background I'm going to use the Country Farm paper because he just looks, well, he pretty much looks like he goes there. I don't know a farmer that wears shorts, but my guy's going to. It must be a very hot day. Now I've got the Slimline fence die set here that I've die cut from white cardstock, and I've cut out some of the grass. I cut those screws because they are so fun. I know the farm probably wouldn't have them, but they were just fun. And now to color up those white fence posts or rails, I've used weathered wood, Distress Ink weathered wood, and then I put on a little vintage photo and went over everything with the frayed burlap. And all of those were Distress Inks. So that's how the fence ended up looking. I just wanted it to be more rusticy looking. So once I kind of had the fence posts where I wanted them to go, I just started tacking them in place. I just put a little glue where they were going to intersect, tried to get the lines going the way I wanted, and added glue, as you can see, on the left and the right. And then I'm adding in those screws just onto where the posts and rails go. Now, I've got this President of the Old Farts Club, and I've cut it from the brownish toned background. I've cut off the president and I made a little signpost with that same fence railing. And then I've cut apart the Old Farts Club, and you can see I am just gluing that right above the barn door there. So that president post, I had to sort of fussy cut the one end to match the die cut end, but it was quite easy to do, and then that's how that post came about. So now I'm putting glue on the president's sign, and I'm going to tuck it in behind the fence at a bit of an angle here. And then that will go there, so clearly our guy's the president of the Old Farts Club. And then I could put glue on my fence and stick that down and trim it off onto the card front itself. Now I wished that before I put the fence down I'd added this little clump of grass here because it was I did want it to go behind the fence post, but that's life, so it's in front now. And you can see I've added that sentiment to the railing, the fence rail. Now I've used this Turtle Tails stamp set to stamp out that balloon and the party hats. I've colored them in with Copic markers and added glossy accents. And then I attached that balloon with a little bit of wire onto the back of my guy, and I have raised my guy up. I put some more scrap cardstock in behind him. And so now I can glue him down right in front of that gate or fence, whatever it is. And I just thought that was cute that he's got that teeny little balloon for a big guy that's not a sissy. So just positioning him, making sure he's stuck down really well. And then I've put some foam tape on this little hat, and that will go on top. When I trimmed him out and cut him out, I think his hairline was a little bit off, so I thought I'd add the party hat. Plus, I mean, it's for a birthday card, so it just made sense. So that's my third card, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. These are super fun card fronts to make. Like, they just make card making easy. So thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.